Next with Harley, I'm going to introduce her to understanding what leash pressure is. So I can move a dog by leash pressure, which would be pulling the dog in the direction I want it to come in. I can move a dog by putting social pressure on it, by walking into the dog. It's going to move the dog away from me as I put pressure on her. So I want her to understand, because the whole basis of recalls, walking on a loose leash, it all involves the dog understanding leash pressure and responding to that pressure. Same thing when we get into the electronic collar work. The dog needs to understand what the pressure of that collar or what that feeling means, rather than to just feel something and then have anxiety over what it's supposed to do with that feeling. So we want to make sure the dog has a firm understanding of leash pressure and how to turn that pressure off, which would mean if I were pulling her towards me, in order to turn that pressure off of her neck, she would need to come and follow me. Therefore, the leash goes slack, no pressure on the neck. The other thing that we want to make sure is that the dog is given a chance, once they understand that pressure, to understand how to turn it off before we give them a correction. We will give them a correction at the point where they are understanding and they are just choosing to not be obedient or not listen to that. But we don't want to put the corrections in too early. We want to make sure that the dog is understanding what we're asking and that we have a good, positive, reward-based foundation for that. So I'm simply going to, she's on a prong collar. She's got a 6-foot leash on. I'm simply going to put a little pressure on her, call her name, move backwards. When she comes towards me, the pressure is going to be relieved off her neck. She's going to come into me. She's going to get her reward. Good. Harley, come. Yes, good girl. Again, I use that reward marker, which is her word yes, and give her her food. Harley, come. Yes. Good. Good. Harley, come. Yes. Good. Good girl. I'm going to let her wander a little bit. When she's not paying attention, I'm going to add some pressure. Harley, come. Good girl. Yes. Good. So I added pressure. She came towards me to take that pressure off. She got rewarded. I send her back out to do dog stuff. Harley, come. Yes, good girl. Good girl. I start with the recalls because that's a good way to teach them the pressure, how to turn that pressure off versus anything else. So I'm always going to start with the recall, with my leash pressure, with either a prong or a slip collar. Excuse you. Good. Harley, come. Yes, good girl. Good job. Good girlie. Yes, good girlie. Harley, come. Harley, come. Yes. Yes, good job. Good girl.